The simplest Gestalt principle to understand of all is proximity. Proximity occurs when elements are placed close together. Objects that are close together are considered to be related to one another. One key principle underlying all Gestalt is that the mind, if given a choice between an easy assumption or a more complex solution, will always choose the simplest, most common conclusion. Proximity is probably the easiest and most natural way for us to achieve relatedness in design. The squares in the picture on the left appear as separate from one another. If we bring them together, our mind naturally tends to group them. This is one easy way to unify objects, by proximity. However, these squares are united by shape, size, and color as well. Nowden groups the bottom nav elements by proximity. This is one of the most common uses of proximity in web design. While Nowden also grouped by similarity, this site relies mostly upon proximity to relate the nav elements to one another. Each nav element is different, and it's only proximity that brings them together. Bamboo uses photos placed in proximity to one another to construct a single nav bar out of dissimilar lamps. Siegel Wines uses a surrealistic trick called an arranged marriage to unify the logo font with the image. Basically, an arranged marriage is a forced grouping of two or more objects into a visual union. The mind of the viewer is forced to draw a conclusion as to why the two objects are together. The reason why this visual trick works so well is because the designer invites the inquiry of the viewer and engages their imagination in a subliminal way. The viewer is intrigued and will stay longer on the image, trying to find a rationale for the relationship. Here's an example of using proximity deliberately to make a visual joke. We all know that the man is not the height of the tower, but the flatness of the photo plus the Gestalt principle of proximity makes it seem as if he can push over the tower with his foot. Proximity is one of the easiest ways to relate elements in design to one another. Come with me in the next movie as we explore one of the most effective tools that visual artists have ever used, and one with the oldest history.